Hey guys, let's go through the 20 spellings that came up in the 2025 SATS spelling paper. You guys can play along, you can pause, you can go through it and have a go yourselves, and then afterwards we'll actually look at all 20 answers and work out what pesky spelling rules and spelling tricks we were supposed to know to get all 20 of them right. So get yourselves ready to play along. We're going to dive into the paper. I'm going to treat it just like the real thing. And what I'll do is I'll say the word and the sentence and you can have a go. I won't give you much time in between each one because, well, you know, it is a video. You can pause it. So here we go. Diving into number one. The word you have to spell is knight. There was a brave knight in the story. The word is knight. Number two. The children walked home through the park. The word is through. Number three. The word is rewarded. We were rewarded for our hard work. The word is rewarded. Number four. The word is adventure. I enjoy reading adventure stories. The word is adventure. Number five, the word is developed. After a few days, the seeds developed shoots. The word is developed. There's your first five. Let's move on to the next five. Number six, the word is explosion. There was an explosion of colour during the firework display. The word is explosion. Number seven, the word is past. They passed a bridge on their way to school. The word is past. Number eight, the word is seen. There was a funny scene in the school play. The word is seen. Number nine, the word is affordable. The new phone is lightweight and affordable. The word is affordable. And number 10, the word is suggestion. It was a good suggestion to move to a quieter room. The word is suggestion. There's your first 10, guys. Let's move on to the next set of 10. So here comes 11 to 15. Question number 11, the word is angrily. My sister stomped angrily up the stairs. The word is angrily. Number 12. The word is alteration. There was an alteration to the bus timetable. The word is alteration. Number 13. The word is reindeer. Cold environments are the preferred habitats for reindeer. Number 14 is residential. I am looking forward to going on a residential trip next year. Most people in year 6 will enjoy that. The word is residential. Number 15, the word is anchor. The ship was held in place by an anchor. The word is anchor. And now on to the final 5, guys, the ones that normally get a little bit trickier. So here we go. Number 16, the word is plaque. Brushing your teeth helps to remove plaque. The word is plaque. Number 17, the word is jealousy. I hid my jealousy when my friend won the contest. The word is jealousy. Number 18, the word is flourish. The plants will flourish on the sunny windowsill. The word is flourish. Number 19, the word is disappointed. Ava was disappointed to miss the school trip. The word is disappointed. And finally, number 20, the word is receiving. I look forward to receiving your reply. Very formal. The word is receiving. So there we go, guys. If you need to pause the video and go back and listen through any of those again, obviously do that. If this was the real test, the children would have a much more of time between each question and time to think as they go. But what we're going to dive into, the bit we're really here for, the juicy part, is actually looking at the answers, how these words are spelled, and also thinking about what the rules are behind all of these things. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Starting with number 1, the word was night, and it's spelt K-N-I-G-H-T. Now this one was actually testing you on silent letters. So the silent letter here being the K. Every single year in the SATs, there's always at least one question that has a silent letter word, just to test children on that. Interestingly, this was also a homophone, wasn't it? Because there's obviously a different spelling of night without the K. And I found there's a lot of homophones through this. Maybe you noticed it as well. Number 2, the word was through, and it's spelled T-H-R-O-U-G-H. This is testing you on that O-U-G-H sound, making the oo sound. Okay, that was spelling. Number 3 was rewarded. This one is actually just testing, technically by the mark scheme, just testing you on adding the suffix ed. So the root word is reward, and you have to add the suffix ed to make rewarded. Okay, nice and fairly straightforward. And number 4 is adventure. This was testing you on that sound, that chur sound at the end there. So you get those spelling rules that talk about chur and sure, and this was one of those words testing you on that. A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E. And number 5 was developed, which also was just testing really on how to add the ed. And it's also slightly a trickier root word, develop, as well. So just a tricky word there to spell, and it's thinking about the suffix ed on the end. So there's your first 5. Not too bad. A bit mean with the first one being a silent letter and a homophone, but there we go. Let's move on to number 6 then. So number 6 was explosion. Very typical word to see in these kind of spellings because we always get tested on that shun sound. We have the shun and shun. Okay, they come up a lot in the spelling test. You might have noticed that if you've been practicing with previous years or even just looking through this one. There's a lot of words with that kind of shun sound in them. Number 7 was past. Now, the reason this one was in here is because it's a homophone or a near homophone because it sounds like the word past. And a lot of people incorrectly write past when they mean past like this. So that's just testing you on, do you know your homophone spellings correctly? It's a good question, in my opinion. Number 8, another homophone, believe it or not. We've got the word seen. Obviously, we have other words that sound like seen as well, like this, like to see something. So this is not only testing you on more homophone knowledge, it's also testing you on that SC part of the word, like science. Okay, so that's one of our spelling rules that we have to learn. Number 9, affordable is there for you. AFFORDABLE. Not only is it testing you on that double F, which often comes up, I find every year there's a word that has a double F in it somewhere. It's testing you on that, but most importantly, it's testing you on the ending, the suffix here, able. So we have able and ibble. They're the kind of ones that people get confused all the time. And sometimes it's ably and ibly if you put a Y on the end instead of an E. But that's the spelling rule it's testing you on there. And then suggestion, coming all the way back round full circle to number 6. Suggestion is, unlike the SION, it's now testing you on the TION sound on the end of that word as well. And of course, knowing how to spell the root word suggest is really important too. Okay, so let's look at the sort of back 10 then. These ones are supposed to get progressively harder now. So number 11 was angrily. I thought this was a fairly reasonable spelling. I don't know about you. Angrily is just testing you on your ability to add ly to words. Root words is obviously angry. So you had to know to drop the Y and add an I before you added ly. So that was what that one was testing you on. Number 12 was alteration. Now, alteration, again, they've got this shun sound. This one is testing you specifically on the suffix ation. So the A being included this time, okay? Ation. We quite often get those words. So we've had shun with an S, we've had shun with a T, and we've had ation with a T as well. So they're really going hard on the ION kind of spellings, aren't they, on this one? Number 13, the word was reindeer. It's spelled R-E-I-N and then D-E-E-R. So I think this is quite a hard word to spell. Because obviously even deer alone is a homophone, so sometimes people put the EA in deer because they get the wrong version of deer. That's hard enough by itself, and of course this is also testing you on I before E or E before I, and this of course is an exception word because generally the rule that your teachers might say is I before E except after C. Well, in this case we've got E before I and it's not after a C. So quite a tricky word there, reindeer, but that's all the spelling rules that it was testing you on. Number 14 was residential. And this one is just testing you on words that end in that shul sound. Again, oops, ignore that. You get shul spelled with a C and shul spelled with a T. We're starting to notice a pattern here. There's a lot of things where it's just C-I-O-N or S-I-O-N and T-I-O-N or T-I-A-L or C-I-A-L. It's those 4-letter suffixes at the end that people get wrong all the time. Try and think of the root word to help you in future, like resident. Okay, resident ends in a T already. So when I'm thinking of the shul, I'm going to kind of stick with that T, put the I-A-L on the end, like so. And then number 15, was anchor. And this one was testing you on that ability to know that the CH sound, CH spelling, can sometimes make the K sound. Okay, the K sound like that, like chemist, that sort of thing. So that's that. And then we've got the last 5, again, supposed to be the most hardest. So here we go. Number 16 was plaque. Pretty mean one because it's not a word we'd probably use that often. So I think a lot of people would find that quite tricky. This is testing you on that UE. You get words like tongue. Okay, those kind of words where they're testing that goo sound at the end. This one has used a Q instead of a G, so a different kind of word here, but it's very much testing you on, do you know how to spell that UE bit at the end of plaque? And of course, knowing to put a Q in it and not a K or something. And then number 17 is jealousy. So this one is the OUS sound. So quite often, most previous tests, we get words like famous, that sort of thing. This time, rather than jealous, they've gone for jealousy, just to mix it up a little bit by putting the Y on the end as well. Not too bad though. And then number 18, flourish. Now this is a very interesting one. You don't see this rule come up very often. So flourish is actually testing you on the ability to understand that the OU sound can make that sound. Flourish, like that, okay? Like courage. those kind of words, okay, where it makes an sound in the middle. So flourish being a bit trickier, I think, because courage is probably a word we would have come across more in real life, whereas flourish is a slightly more abstract word. You don't see that written down or said as much in real life. So quite a tricky one there. I can understand why it's question 18. Question 19 was disappointed. Really, it's testing this part and this part. So many people put 2 S's and 1 P, the other way around. So it's testing the true definition of what it's testing here is actually the prefix dis, and making sure you don't put the double S. And it's also giving you quite a hard root word there, appoint, and then made it appointed by putting a suffix on the end as well. Makes sense to be question 19. Quite a few things there that you could get wrong. And question 20, which is technically the hardest one, because this test is supposed to be written in difficulty order, so it's supposed to get generally more difficult as it goes across. So question 20 should be deemed as the hardest one. The reason receiving is a tricky word is simply because it is another EI or IE word. That's the rule that it's testing you on. E before I when it's after C. You could argue that's probably easier than the one before, because the one before was an exception to the rule, right? And this one isn't an exception, but there you go. It's always up for interpretation, guys, but there we are with 20 words, 20 different spelling rules that we can learn to help us master spellings in the future. You can see a little bit more how these papers are made now. It might help you prepare for any upcoming tests that you might have or the future, or helping your children at home get better at spellings. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Go and check out our other SATS walkthroughs. All of the 2025 papers are up there on our YouTube channel, and maybe you can check out ones from the past if you want even more practice. See you next time.